That night, after 20 years of marriage, two wonderful children, and what I thought would be a lifetime of happiness, everything began to fall apart. I came home early, completely unaware that my life was about to take an unexpected turn. When I saw my wife's determined expression in our bedroom, I was taken aback. Before I go any further, I want to ask you if you're ready for the truth. If you're not, stop reading now. But if you are, allow me to take you through the day that changed everything. My name is Mark Taylor, and 2 months prior to that, we had celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary. After meeting in college, Emma and I were married soon after, and over the years we were blessed with two amazing kids, Emily and Sarah. Sarah had just begun her first year in college, and Emily was getting ready to graduate from high school. Like most siblings, they had occasional arguments but shared an unbreakable bond. While we were excited for Sarah's new journey, it was difficult for Emma in particular to adjust to the change. I worked as a senior partner at a major accounting firm, and Emma had built a successful career as a manager in a construction company. Although she had studied English in college, Emma's career had taken a different path in the corporate world. Financially, we were doing well. We had a beautiful home, new cars, and a comfortable lifestyle. But over the past few weeks, I noticed Emma had become aloof. I assumed this was because Sarah's departure had affected her more than she admitted, but I didn't question her about it. That Friday, I made the decision to leave work early. I wanted to use the quiet time, while Emily was away at a school camp for the weekend, to reconnect with Emma. So I organized a romantic evening. Dinner, wine, and some much-needed conversation. I wanted to rekindle the warmth in our relationship, which had seemed to be waning. As I pulled into the driveway, I noticed Emma's car parked in the garage. She must have left work early, too. I entered the house and called out to Emma. Time seemed to stop as I stared at the scene before me, my heart pounding. Emma wasn't getting ready for the romantic evening I had planned. I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Are you going somewhere?" She replied, "I'm home. I'm upstairs." When I got to our bedroom, I found her standing in front of the mirror, carefully applying her makeup. She was wearing the black dress I had given her last Christmas, paired with the pearl necklace I had saved up for. Her face was unreadable. "Mark," I asked hesitantly. "You didn't tell me, but I can get ready quickly." "We need to talk," she said. I could feel the truth approaching like a wrecking ball, ready to shatter my world. The excitement in my voice subsided as I waited for her response. Emma avoided my gaze, her tone cautious and slow. "Mark, I apologize, but I have a date this weekend." Her words struck me like a bolt of lightning. My mind found it difficult to comprehend the ridiculousness of what I had just heard. Could marriage and a date even be related? Was this a cruel joke? "What do you mean?" "We are not in an open marriage, Emma." My voice trembled with a mixture of confusion and grief spewing forth. "How could you harm me like this?" She gave a calm response, nearly detaching herself. "Mark, it's just for the weekend. It's like therapy for me. I need some time to sort things out after Sarah departed for college. Nothing will change when I return on Monday morning." Her statement made my spine tingle. "Emma, how long has this been going on? Who is this man? Are you cheating on me?" "This is insane." She hastily shook her head, saying, "No, it's not an affair. We've only had a few lunches together. It's just a one-time fling. He's married too, and we have kids. I don't want this to affect us." "You believe that spending a weekend with another man will somehow improve our marriage?" I looked at her, finding it difficult to understand what she was saying. My tone was steadfast as she said, "Yes, I need to feel young, beautiful, and alive again. It's something I have to do for myself." My voice was barely above a whisper, laced with astonishment. "I want you to give me this weekend as a present, and know that nothing will change when I return on Monday. If you're determined to go through with this, that's your decision." But realize that you have until your ride arrives to change your mind. And if you leave, I want you to keep your phone on at all times. It's for your safety only. T. Her words felt like a dagger twisting in my chest, and the woman in front of me no longer felt like the Emma I had loved for more than 2 decades. Emma paused for a moment, her expression softening, and then she said, "Okay, but promise me you won't follow me or try to interfere." I nodded, giving her my word, but a storm of hurt and resolve simmered deep inside. As Emma packed her luggage and waited for her ride, I had already made up my mind about the first step on my own journey. Emma's betrayal had set our lives on an irrevocable course. I sat quietly, torn. When the car pulled into the driveway, Emma gave me one last look. Her face was filled with guilt and determination. "I'll see you Monday," she said before leaving. I took a deep breath, realizing that my life was about to change in ways I couldn't yet comprehend. Emma might return unchanged, but I knew I wouldn't. When the Uber arrived, Emma grabbed her suitcase and left without looking back. I stood there watching her go, my heart racing with a mixture of anger, sadness, and odd relief. As the car vanished, I realized that her departure marked the end of one chapter in my life and the start of another. With my hands shaking a little, I realized that Rachel was someone I had frequently considered but had never approached out of loyalty to Emma. It was time to get in touch, so I dialed her number, speaking in a weak but resolute tone. "Hello, Rachel, it's Mark." I was immediately transported back to a more innocent era by the warmth and familiarity of her voice on the other end. "Mark," I took a deep breath, "I need to tell you something. Emma plans to spend the weekend with another man." I felt lost, yet prepared to move on, realizing that our marriage was over. After a brief period of silence, Rachel said, "What do you need from me?" After hesitating, I said, "Rachel, I made you a promise years ago. I told you that if my marriage ever ended, I would call you. Well, here I am. I just need someone to talk to." Without hesitation, Rachel agreed. I drove to her house, where she greeted me with a warm, understanding smile. Her kindness eased the storm raging inside me. That night, we talked for hours. We discussed Emma's betrayal, my feelings of heartbreak and freedom, and the connection Rachel and I had shared but never acted on. As we spoke, I realized I didn't just want one night with Rachel. I wanted a future. The weekend I spent with her filled an emotional void I hadn't fully recognized. Her presence reminded me what it felt like to be truly seen and valued. When Emma came home on Sunday, there was a newfound confidence in her step and a glimmer in her eye. "See, nothing's changed," she said casually. But she didn't realize everything had already shifted. I listened as she spoke, but I felt distant, as though I were watching her from afar. When she finished, I didn't hesitate. "Emma," I said, my voice steady, "this weekend made me realize something. Our marriage is over. I'm not saying I can't forgive you, but I can't continue this relationship. Tomorrow, I'm starting the divorce process." Her confident expression changed to one of fear and surprise. "No, please, we can fix this," she begged. But I had given her the freedom she desired, and in exchange, I had found mine. The divorce was swift and fair. I told our daughters, Sarah and Emily, about it, encouraging them to continue loving their mother in spite of her mistakes. Over time, everyone adapted to the new reality. As for Rachel and me, we fell in love again, got married, and had 2 lovely kids. I also became close to Rachel's son, Ethan, from her previous marriage, who played a significant role in our lives. In retrospect, I see that weekend was a turning point that changed my life in ways I never could have predicted. Sometimes, the most beautiful new beginnings come from the most painful betrayals. Emma's decisions cost us our marriage, but they also gave me the opportunity to rediscover who I am and find true love. I appreciate you sticking by me through the end of the story, and I hope it serves as a reminder to cherish the people who genuinely value and respect you. Take care of yourself,